Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CNC Router Mixer. We do these every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time inside of the hashtag CNC Router Tips group on Facebook. If you'd like to join us, there is a link inside of the description for this post, and there's also one in the comments. Um, and I hope we can get together and talk about what it is you're working on or plan to work on, um, and what have you. It's been an interesting week since we spoke last time, and a little bit is happening. We went through an Amazon Prime Day that was suboptimal, in my opinion. Um, it was really kind of strange because let's see if that's a little bit better. It was really kind of a strange um, Amazon Prime week. I was hoping for some uh, discounted prices on some items, CNC related items that didn't materialize, and because of that, I was looking at some of the things that I had planned to buy, and I said, well, okay, what's the rush now? If there's no savings to be had right now, then take your time and find the perfect deal when it comes along. So I don't know if that was your experience with Amazon Prime Day, or if you even pay any attention to that sort of thing. But unless you were getting home electronics like a set of earbuds or iPad or something like that, you didn't really see very much that encouraged me to go out and buy things. So it is what it is. I was hoping to find a decent deal on a high speed spindle, air cooled high speed spindle for the router, because I'm going to be doing some upgrades. I'm switching over from um, the computer that I have on there now to a different one, and I'm going to be using the Centroid Acorn with that, um, just as an experiment, because I have the Centroid product. I've had it for a while, and I think it would be nice to have that on the machine. I have nothing against the Mach 3 that was on there. In fact, I've used Mach 3 for years and years and years, and never really had issues with it. It's just I need change to keep me interested and motivated in things that are doing. So I change things up when I can, and so far it's been a fun adventure. I see Scott Marshburn is coming on tonight, and that's pretty cool. Welcome, Scott. Welcome aboard.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks. And you?
Pretty good. I just got back in town, went to the mountains for the weekend.
Hmm. Which mountains would those be?
The Appalachian in North
Hmm.
Carolina,
Yep.
Appalachian Smoky Mountains.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Went up
Yep.
to a place called Bryson City.
Hmm.
Yep. It was pretty up there. The leaves were starting to change. They hadn't changed all the way, but they're getting ready to. A couple more
Yeah.
days, it would have been a lot prettier.
Yeah. This past Saturday was probably the high point for the leaves. Now they've all changed, and we had a good windstorm, so they're going to be a thing of the past pretty quick here. Um,
Yep.
we've had beautiful weather though. Yeah.
Yeah, they talk like it was pretty rough out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when we were gone, the
Mm-hmm.
beaches and stuff got hit pretty hard by that whatever it's called out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not El Nino, but something else, like a
Well,
nor'easter, but from the south, I think, where it came
yeah,
in.
I heard about a nor'easter that came through. It also was supposed to have affected New York City um, area, but I'm a few hours away from there, so you know we have totally
Yep,
different weather system here sometimes. Um,
yep,
but I know the next 3 or 4 days here are going to be in the upper 60s and 70s, and then by Sunday they think will be in the 80s,
Wow.
which would be
Sounds like you're
really
getting our
nice.
weather.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it because sometime maybe in February we'll get our weather and I won't want it. Uh, yeah,
You guys get when it snows one time, it's there for the rest of the winter, ain't it?
pretty much, pretty much. And that is just probably the nature of the beast. You wonder, why the Native Americans took pity on the Pilgrims when they stepped off of Plymouth Rock and said, "Yeah, you guys just are not prepared for this winter. Here, have some turkey and venison.
Yep.
Sit down, because we got to talk."
That's why they sold all that land to them for a few beads. They were like, ha ha, they just got ripped off. Wait
Yeah.
till winter.
Woo. Can you imagine sitting there and it's probably an Indian summer like this and thinking, "Man, this is going to be great. Yeah, I love this new land." And then winter hits.
Yep.
Woo.
That's why they that's why they started moving south and
hmm
west.
Yep. What's up, Kurt? How are you?
I am here.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
alive,
That's the
and
best part of the day.
I'm building I bought a DeWalt 62 quart toolbox. I'm going to use it for a box for my generator.
Ooh.
Put an exhaust port on it and put a fan hole on it, and I'm going to run it for deer hunting in the woods.
hmm Keep warm in the
So it
woods.
keeps the generator will make power for the camper. It'll be dead quiet, you know.
hmm
It's about as loud as people talking, and that's the plan.
Yep. That's you said you're putting a Honda generator in there,
No,
or you didn't?
it's a Wen 4400 watt generator,
Oh, okay.
and they're a little bit quiet, but it's not quiet enough. I want it dead quiet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, that's a pretty cool project. Um, hmm. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you just got that new camper and have the urge to be out and about in it. Yep.
Yeah, I was
Very
supposed to
cool.
go camping this weekend, but the doc said don't go yet. You got to get 2 weeks on my new eyes before I can do anything. So I guess that ruined my weekend for camping.
hmm Yep.
Would you have cataract
But
surgery?
yeah,
Yeah, I had mine done last year, I believe it was. And they came on quick. I mean, it was like one day I was seeing fine, the next day I couldn't see nothing.
yeah, same with me. It was fine. I knew they were coming, and all of a sudden one day I woke up and I'm driving on the road and I can't hardly see past the headlights of the car in front of me.
Yep.
Mm.
It was just all of a sudden, and then I saw the moon. I could look at the moon and it'd be offset. Two moons be offset, and then I noticed everything had a slight yellow tint to it.
Hmm.
I didn't get the yellow tint. Everything was real blurry for me. It's like, I mean, I need reading glasses anyhow, but even with them on, it was like, something's going on here. I need to go to the doctor. And
Yeah, and
we,
then I went to. I got the first one done, and then I could see out of it, and I could tell the difference. Yes, I can see good on the new one, and I could compare the two. It was a difference. Oh wow! Well, then I just got the second one done uh, Thursday, and it's coming on. It's the swelling is going down, and it's coming with an adjustment. I can read a phone book now.
hmm,
All right. I'm gonna ask the question that's been on my mind. How did they keep you from moving or blinking or whatever while they were working on you? And
Well, they
could you
gave
see
us
what they were
drugs.
doing?
Well, they put eye clamps on you, of course, but you can't feel it because they got you numbed up pretty good.
Hmm.
And then they give you this drug that makes you paralyzed.
Yeah, that's what they did with me.
Oh.
I could hear everything, but I couldn't move around or move my eyes or nothing like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I could. Yeah, I was paralyzed, and you can't move. And then I could wake up a little bit to see what they were doing because you're not, and then because your eyes are still working,
Hmm.
and then they'd give me some drugs to make me go back to sleep. So,
Hmm.
and the, the first one I couldn't feel a thing, didn't even know they did it, but I could hear what was going on. And the second one I could feel it. It was a little different.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah,
interesting. Now,
that that's
now I know.
that's that surgery has come a long ways. I know my dad told me he took his dad to get his done, and back then this was like in the I reckon early '60s, and they actually took the eye out and operated on it. Now they just do it with like a laser or something. They
Hmm.
cut the
Yeah,
lens out, put a new one in.
Hmm.
mine was, yep, mine was 20 minutes.
Hmm.
They gave me the drug at 9 o'clock and 9:20. I'm out. Jesus.
It didn't even seem that long though, did it?
No.
Well, I've had different surgery in the past, and with the right with the right anesthesiologist, it's like, so, Mr. Griggs, wake up. You
Yeah,
know, it's like, huh? Oh, really? Yeah, what's going on? When do we start? Oh, we're done. We started 2 hours ago.
yep.
Yeah.
I got my I got a hernia fixed about 10 years ago, and I'm in that room and they gave you the drug and I'm fighting it. I'm staying alive, see much I can how long I can stay awake. And the nurse comes up, she goes, "You need to go to sleep." I said, "I want to see what's going on." She goes, "Well, you've got to blink once in a while because your eyes are going to get dry and you're going to have trouble when you wake up. So just go ahead and blink." It was over.
That's a good nurse. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
I was high as
Uh,
a kite.
hmm.
No wonder that hippies like that stuff, man. I was flying.
Mm.
Go ahead and blink. You'd be all right. Sure.
Yeah.
You blink and
Change
they're done.
changing subjects now to see something. Couple things CNC related. Vectric's about to do the user group thing.
Yeah.
It's an online experience this year, so you don't have to travel and have hotel and whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
So you have to sign up for it, or can you just like get the link and join, or
let me
I got an
see.
email. I got an email with a link in it, so I went and signed up.
Hmm. Let me see if I can find a link to it. Let's see, for the events, using events. There we go. Ought to be there. The users group is October 16th through 17th, so it's in like 2 days. Um, and 2 day event, blah blah blah, yada yada. What to expect, why attend, how to join. Who should attend? Hmm. Register your interest at ugm.vectric.com. Um, I don't see any charge associated with this.
No, there's no charge.
Yep. So, here, you know what? I'm sitting here reading stuff. We have a really useful tool that I could have used just then, called Share, that would allow allow people to see exactly what we were doing, uh, rather than my poor reading. But here it is on the Vectric website, vectric.com. The Vectric 2025 Users Group meetings, 16th and 17th. And you just click this button to subscribe. It's a 2-day event with learning. They're going to have experts who can come and talk. It's free. There's no cost to attend. Just register and tune in. How's that?
Cool.
Folks from all over the world could probably be there. So doesn't list the time, does it? Oh, date and time maybe. Doesn't list the time. Subscribe now. Then you would come here and
Well,
that's it.
one starts at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time,
Whee!
and then the next one is 6:30,
Mm-hmm.
and the next one after that is 8 a.m. EDT.
Yeah. Huh.
Man, it's still dark.
Yeah.
Why,
That's
why do they
first
call
day.
it daylight time when it's dark?
Yeah. Woo. So yeah,
And then day
probably because
two,
they're in England.
Yeah.
yeah. And then day two at 6 a.m. again.
The folks in California would never make this. See, that would be 3 a.m. for them.
Yeah.
That was interesting choice on their part. Um, now that I see what the time it is, I might make the last one. Uh, yeah. So anyway, um, that is something to consider if you want to check out the Vectric Users group on His Majesty's time. 6 a.m. Whee! Um, yeah, that's one thing. Other bit of news, CNC related. Artsoft, the company that makes Mach 3, was sold.
Hmm.
They're still going to have Mach 3 and Mach 4 available and a few other products, but they were sold to new owners. I don't know what that's going to do for, Mach 3 going forward, or Mach 4 either, but kind of neat. If they continue the development and they keep it out there for folks to use, but we'll see. I don't have the details of who they were sold to, but I know it's a CAD company. There you go.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I heard CNC Labs is getting ready to launch their 4x4 or 4x8 alt mill
Mm-hmm.
um, with an auto tool changer. I think the price is going to be somewhere around seven grand,
Mm-hmm.
and then the auto tool changer's another three. So that's not a bad price point for a four by eight.
Depends on how rigid and rugged it
Yeah,
is, but yeah,
yeah.
it's not a bad price at all when you compare it to something like pretty much anything that's in that size range. That's not a bad price. Um, yeah, there's so many choices now in that size. Uh, Interesting to see how they do. I remember when they first got started, that company. They've come quite a long way and really improved their products.
They had another machine that they started out with too, didn't they? What was
Mm-hmm.
it?
It was this CNC Lab. I think they had what was it called? I interviewed him on my podcast. It was
Was
basically
long mill. The
even
long
before the
mill.
long mill. Even before the long mill, they had other smaller routers. They had one that was made with just aluminum angle iron and roller skate bearing kind of thing. Um, that was their first entry into designing, and then they upped their game quite a bit. Um, so yeah,
I saw an ad where they had a I believe it was a 4x4, but they called it was a new version for the alt mill 4x4. It was uh alt mill Max or something like that. Can't remember
Hmm.
the name of it now. I looked it up, but I was out of town and I didn't have good internet reception and it wouldn't load the web page, so
Hmm.
I couldn't chase it down. I'm curious to see what changes they made in the 4x4.
Yeah,
Maybe they
is that a
increased
machine
this.
you're truly interested in?
Yeah, I've been looking at it pretty hard. I don't know that I'll be able to get it anytime soon, but I think if I did get one, I would get something along those lines. Because I mean, the reviews I've seen online and the actual videos I've seen people running, it's it's a pretty stout machine
Hmm.
for what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd like to see uh a more uh a bigger spindle on it. I think it only goes up to 3/8 diameter spindle or cutter on it.
Hmm.
I think you can get a half inch collet. It's a ER 16, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's an ER16 with
three
it's like
eighths.
1.5 horsepower, I think. Is
Yeah,
that the one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a one that runs off a 220 too that they got. What's the I don't know what the voltage or wattage would be on that. Two
Mm.
point something, I think.
I don't know. I'm on their website, but I don't see anything about the new bigger machine. Um, they probably put it out as a press release somewhere. Uh, hmm.
I just Googled alt mill 4x4 and it came up a link to for pricing on it, and I just
Oh, I
clicked on
thought you
that.
said 4x8.
I mean, yeah, 4x8. I'm sorry. Um,
Yeah, because the alt mill 4x4 is 3,160.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know much more about that. Um,
So the users group in 2026 is going to be in Nashville.
hmm.
That'll be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that'd be their second time to Tennessee. The first time they went, they were in Memphis. I went to that one. Um,
Okay.
it was a good user group. In fact, I think that might have been the last one I went to.
October
Uh,
2nd and 3rd, 2026.
yeah, um, they do very nice in-person users group. I've got no complaints about it, or if anybody was wondering whether they ought to go, the answer is yes, because you learn more in that 2 days or whatever, however long it is, um, than you probably did in the last 6 months, because everybody in there is basically a subject matter expert of one form or another. And some people will be using the machine in ways you never even conceived of. It's just kind of cool. Uh, um, if it was a choice of if it was me and I had the ability to get there uh, for the for the event, I would go. Just plain and simple. They're that good. I just haven't been to one in about well, it's been probably close to 10 years, I guess. Um, but they were very well done. A lot of information. Uh,
Well, we should meet up there then next time.
in You said in Nashville,
Nashville.
right? Yeah, that
Yeah,
Nashville's worth going.
it's only 10
Definitely.
hours from you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
It,
not that far from me either.
oh, it's pretty far for me, but I've been to Nashville and I got folks further south uh, that it's always a good excuse to visit. Yeah. So yeah, that might be something to plan on. Getting a bunch of the guys from CNC Router Tips together and heading down to the users group in Nashville. Um,
Yeah, my daughter lives in Nashville. That'd be a good excuse to go see her.
mhm. Um, I wish that my favorite hobby shop was still in business in Nashville. I used to every time we get down there in that general area, I'd go the hour out of my way just to stop off at this store. Um, they were named Hobby Lobby, but it's not the Hobby Lobby that everybody's familiar with. They're Hobby Dash Lobby, and it was an amazing, amazing place. And literally, folks would come, from miles around just to go there because it had everything in stock. Mm. But yeah, worth going. I looked up and found the email about the Mach 3 and who they were bought by. Um, Mach 3 was acquired by Mach Motion. I think Mach Motion makes motion control motion control hardware, um, but I'm not certain. Um, Might be worth looking it up. Um, but yeah, that's
I hope they don't change their their security systems on Mach 3 and Mach 4 into some subscription program. I'd really be disappointed.
yeah. I don't know. Um, they're probably going to change the Mach 4 stuff. Maybe I would guess. Um, Having the intellectual property to build on has got to be worth a lot. I'm going to hit share again and show you what Mach Motion's website looks like, if nothing else, because you'll probably have to go there in the future to get Mach stuff. But as you can see, this looks more towards the industrial end of things. Um, this is their web page showing how they do things with router retrofits and that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, they're selling you control upgrades and things like that. So it makes sense if you can pair the hardware with known software that's going to work. You know, off the table, why not? Um, Obviously a touchscreen monitor and some buttons. Probably going to be a little more pricey than we hobby users are used to, but you never know. They said the same thing about uh, the Centroid Acorn stuff, and um, that seems to be well adopted so far. So, you know, they were probably partnered with Mach 3 to, for design, for the Mach 3 or Mach 4 to run the machines before, but now they're going to own it. So um, that seems to be where they're headed. So, it's good to know. They said some things in the email. Let me see what I can read and what I can't read because this was too. I'm a Mach 3 reseller, and it looks like I'll still be continuing in that vein. Let's see.
Yeah, they'll still love you.
Yeah. Um, let's see. What's coming? Okay, so they're going to be launching Mach Pro, which is going to be built on Mach 4. So that's all I'm going to say there. Uh, they list some of the features and things, but I'm not sure how much of that is good to put out yet. But anyway, good luck, Mach Motion, with uh, new ownership of that software. So, yeah. So we talked about the alt mill 4x8. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to use the same kind of legs as they used on the 2x4.
I don't know. I would think that they would beef it up a little more because
Yeah,
everybody that I've seen uh do a review on that on the 4x4, it's kind of
spindly.
wobbly. Yeah,
Yeah,
they have to stiffen it up. So I would assume that they would automatically make that a little bit more rigid as far as the frame goes.
yeah. So just so folks know what we're discussing here, I'm gonna quick share again um, on their page and click on the 4x4. Now, these are steel legs that are bolted to basically 80/20 style aluminum extrusion. It's probably their own proprietary extrusion. Uh, so, probably stamped metal or what have you, but there's no connection between the legs to either form rectangles or triangles, which are, stable shapes for these legs. So each one of these legs can move on their own, and that can make it kind of dance around a little bit, particularly if you're moving at higher speeds. So I don't know. It looks like a fairly simple fix. Um,
Yeah, most people put bracing between or either like
hmm
a whole nother base in there,
Yeah.
like a rack or table or something underneath
hmm
it,
Yeah.
or
So
bolt it to the wall or something.
when I built my Joe's CNC 4x4, he was using Unistrut for the base at the time, and it was all bolted together, just like this is bolted together. And that thing would wiggle and shimmy like crazy. And so a lot of people came up with alternate bases for the machines to make them, um, sturdier. And many people would weld together steel tube for the base, and that was really nice. But the one base that I really liked that I thought was pretty impressive was actually made up of a series of uh, identical 2x4 trusses, truss shaped um, legs, and they were, one every couple of feet, and then they all tied together at the base and at the top, and that thing was rock solid. And you had the advantage of being able to store plywood and stuff underneath the table. Um, so yeah, it's just whatever floats your boat. But I never did get the welded base, and I don't know. I'm doing some upgrades to the machine this winter. Who knows? Who knows? I kind of like the idea of being able to get your base from the local lumber store, but you can also get your base from the local steel guys. We'll see how bad the tariffs are now on the steel. Mm-mm-mm.
Yep, there's no telling about the tariffs. I'll tell you that. They're changing that mess all the time.
Yeah, I was listening to the Business of Machining podcast, which is John Grimsmo and John Saunders. They both YouTube machining celebrities, basically. And they just talk about their businesses. And uh, Grimsmo is up in Canada, and he ordered some steel from Germany, some Damascus steel. And so he's in Toronto. They ship the steel in from Germany, and he has to go through customs. And so he was expecting that his steel would just fly from Germany to Canada and go through the customs once. But the company that was hired to transport it had their hub in Kentucky. And so they flew from Germany to Kentucky. And now, because it had landed in Kentucky, when it got to Canada, they charged the tariff from Germany, from Germany to the United States, the United States to Canada. So they,
Oh man,
oh
that's just wrong.
yeah. So he ended up, I can't, it was an outrageous amount that they added on to the cost of the steel um, for this. So uh, he is now taken the steps of going to hire a customs broker to clear all of his packages now, so that he doesn't have to deal with that. Because that's wrong. It shouldn't have really been charged in Kentucky when the the final destination wasn't even in the
was
United
just a
States.
was a drop off point,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
like a hub.
hmm He got hammered hard.
Yeah, those brokers, they know all the ropes. It would definitely, if you're into that kind of stuff, it would definitely be worthwhile to hire a broker to get through all the red tape for you.
Yep. Well, they sell $1,000 pocket knife, and for them to send it in to the United States, where most of their customers are, there was there was a tariff associated with their product, which that's government's right, I guess. But they were adding like a 50% tariff to the steel as it came in. So, and what are knives made of? You know,
Yeah,
so guys were ordering their $1,000 knife, and now it's 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever. That's not. I don't
yeah.
know. That's oof,
Sounds it's gouging is what it is, I would
yeah.
think.
But
Um,
imagine buying. There's a X AXYZ makes CNC routers and machines up in Canada. You've seen them. It's pronounced AX. It's pronounced Axis. AXYZ. That's how it's pronounced. Axis. Uh, but it's really kind of a cool play on the different axes of the machine or whatever. But if you bought one of their machines now from Canada, you're going to pay a huge tariff. Like when you're talking a $10,000 or $30,000 router, and if there's a 50% steel tariff or something crazy like that, that gets to be pretty darn expensive.
almost not worth it, you know.
Probably not. Well,
That's probably the whole principle behind these outrageous tariffs is to keep everything manufactured in-house in the country that it's
hmm
being sold in.
yeah, and that's fine if the country is already tooled up in making the replacement item.
Yeah.
You know, um, it's just kind of it's going to be kind of interesting, kind of rough. I'm not sure where we're going with this. Um,
Eventually, it just all trickles down to the end user, the
mhm.
consumer. They're going to wind up paying for it in the end.
We've been wondering about this character that just popped in. Hello, Ned.
Yeah,
How's it
he
going,
ain't been
guys?
around in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been so busy. I've been stressing out.
Well, don't stress out. You lose all your hair.
What's left of it anyhow?
What hair?
See, it happens. Yeah.
It does, it does, it does.
Yeah.
And even this job is stressing me out. I just got told that this job here that I'm doing, there's just $8,000 in veneer in it, let alone there's 6 sheets and there's $8,000 of a special Italian veneer in it, just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable in what I'm doing.
Whee. Yeah.
You don't want to mess
And
up
that's
none of that
before
stuff.
labor. That's cost price just for the veneer.
Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be some expensive doors.
It's not. I'm just looking for a little piece to pick up, and they're just wall panels. There's nothing special about it. That's all that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so just that veneer to cover these pieces of MDF is $8,000. I would have picked a solid, better quality timber for the job.
Mm. Well. Whee.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
some
need to find
special
more.
wanky custom veneer from Italy.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to acquire more customers like that. Where, quality is the
Right.
issue. Price is no object.
Yeah.
Quality is the issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it is good, but when you do stuff like this, you really do stress out.
Yeah. Well, uh, says the man who designs crowns for the royal carriage. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just out of brass. It's only time. You know what I mean? Like you start it up again, few bucks, whatever. Like it's time. But I think the other problem is it's very hard to get more of this veneer. I think that's all that they had left. So that puts a little bit more stress on it. The job is relatively easy. 3 millimeter grooves.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Uh,
the thing about making bronze crowns is if you don't like the result, you can melt it back down and start again.
you can just go and get another bit of brass flat bar.
Yeah.
Mind you, that stuff isn't too bloody cheap either anymore.
Nope. Yeah, we were just discussing the cost of materials going up.
Yeah.
And
Are these headphones cancelling out the surrounding noise? Are you guys getting the noise of the router or?
No,
nope,
can't
we
hear
don't
nothing.
hear it at all.
Beautiful.
Yeah. We were just discussing the fact that Mach Motion bought out Mach 3.
Oh, really? Is that good or bad? What's your view on it?
I don't think I'm entitled to have a view on it. uh, it looks fine to me. It's two complementary products, so we should be great. I think we lost Ned's video feed.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
So how's your grandson doing?
he's grown like a weed.
He'll
Yeah.
be walking for long, won't he?
He's almost doing it now. He's standing up and clapping his hands. He likes music and singing, so anybody starts singing, he starts doing this with his head, clapping. Yeah.
Put a trumpet. Get him a little toy trumpet. Teach him
Yep.
how to play it,
Yeah. That's the plan.
or bugle.
Yep. Yeah. It's my favorite pastime is watching him play. Yeah. Playing with him. Yeah. So.
Mine should be here in January.
Mm-hmm.
It showed a one of those. She went and had a sonogram. It was a 4D sonogram, and it looked like just like like a picture,
Mm-hmm.
color and everything. It was like, wow, you can see
Yeah.
exactly what they look like
I hadn't
instead
seen
of
the
the
color ones yet. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
if they don't get positioned just right, it could be quite a bit of a noise in it. It kind of looks,
Mm-hmm.
you know, distorted a little bit, but you could clearly see his eyes, his face, his nose, his hands, his fingers, his
Mm-hmm.
fingernails, and stuff like that.
Very cool. My a friend of mine was using a 3D printer to take sonogram data, and he was printing up little relief of the babies for the expectant parents.
Yeah, I thought that
So,
would. I was thinking about that if that could be done, and carved out on a CNC. I'm
yep.
sure it could. Yeah.
Yeah. What he could have done it on a CNC, but he was doing it on a 3D printer back in the day. So this is what year was that? He was doing that in 2015. Now that I think about it. So yeah, that's 10 years. That's that technology could have matured. Um, I know he was getting black and white cloud point data. Um, I don't think he was. I don't think he was getting like a 3D object file or anything like that. He was just getting point cloud.
The height map.
Yep, yep. But it is what it is. Y'all have seen those new lasers that they're coming out with for print for doing the acrylic, the 3D acrylic cubes. Where they're doing a picture or whatever inside of the acrylic cube. They've just become inexpensive now.
Uh, I haven't seen it. I know we talked about something last week. I believe it was. I think it was acrylic 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been the same thing.
Yeah. So a
Kind
lot
of
of
like
stuff coming out.
similar to the resin printer, I guess, but similar but different.
Well, no, this one was taking a pre-cast cube of acrylic. You'd put it in the machine, and like say you had a picture of Kurt here, and you wanted it inside of there, the laser would go around and uh, shine into this cube and leave. You've seen these things in the mall. It's a three-dimensional image. It's almost like a hologram inside of the um, cube of acrylic. But the machines are getting cheap now. It's about $4,000.
Hmm, it's pretty cool. Take place as snow globes.
Yeah, folks just were selling these at kiosks in the malls and things like that for years, and but I never until recently saw the machine being offered cheap. Um, so yeah. Anyway, those are making the rounds. Tally was telling me about it. Uh, so yeah. Wonder what happened with Ned's signal.
No, he might have had to hit that panic button on the machine.
It was $8,000 veneer. Yeah, you kind of got to
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
pay attention.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would be very nervous if I was designing something for somebody and they said, yeah, the material for this is $3,000 a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You can't afford to do too many test runs on an actual sheet that you're going to be using.
Nope. I used to buy ultra high molecular weight plastic, UHMW or whatever it was. About the thickness of the sheet of MDF, but it, you know, really it cut like butter. Problem was, if you snagged anything, it would grab your bit and you'd go off racing, and now you've ruined the part. Well, that stuff was expensive. I mean, we're talking, you know, sometimes 3/4 inch 4x8. It was. Kurt, you remember this was about $1,000, wasn't it? That stuff. Um,
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
yeah, and you didn't really want to mess that up. Um, but like anything, you do your test run in some other material before you start cutting that. You know, um, insulation foam or whatever. Um,
Yeah, I just got some samples in from a company. I'm trying to see what the name of it is now. Coastal Enterprises. It's
hmm
manufacturers of Precision Board Plus, like a sign foam basically. It comes up to 24 inches thick, though.
hmm
Um, it
Is that the
looks
stuff
just
I sent you?
no, it's a different name brand, but it's very similar. I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
Yeah.
they talk like it's high dollar. I mean, I haven't got any prices from the people, but they
Are they,
sell. They also sell the finish um, that you use on it for
Yeah. I
exterior.
got a bunch of it. I got a bunch of filler and a bunch of primer and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah. The primer they talk like is
Yeah.
real good. The filler,
Yep. Is this Wren shape or that a different brand?
the one I
Sign
got,
foam.
Yeah, sign foam. Okay. Yeah, I've got some of that somewhere.
it was
I was,
Yeah.
the
yeah, I was
name
gonna
brand.
Yep.
send.
Coastal is sign foam, and then the other one is the other foam stuff, which is what do they call it? Uh, whatever they call it.
Yeah, there's another one that's even. It's another. I think these are urethane uh, foams that they use in engineering. It's called Ren Shape, RENSHAPE, and that stuff is ridiculously expensive. But they'll.
It's funny because that foam, that green foam that I sent to Scott,
Mhm.
Hmm.
um, we used to get chunks of that off the oil well supplies down in Louisiana.
Yep.
You get a crate that'd be 8 by 10 crate, 6 feet tall, and the product inside would be protected by that foam. And we
hmm
would cut the chunks of foam off and use it for the signs. It was being thrown away it was being thrown away. And I pulled
hmm
up in my little trailer one day, and guys, what you doing? I said, I'm going to haul your trash off. He says, we used to pay to have that stuff hauled off. I didn't tell him what was going on, but it was
Yep.
24-pound stuff. It was dense. Oh
hmm
man.
Yeah. Well, Ren Shape is like that. It's folks will use that to create molds, and they'll pull other things from it. Um, but again, it's really dense foam.
This is PBLT. They got 18, 15, and 30
Mhm.
called
30
precision
is like
board.
pretty hard stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
30 is like concrete.
yeah. This one is and they got it with a milled edge. They sent the samples with a milled edge on it, and it's pretty. It's nice looking. I mean, One
Mhm.
side is unsanded, the other side is sanded, I'm assuming. The side that is finished side, I guess, is pretty slick. But I don't, I guess if you're in the sign business, it would be worth it, you know. Um,
Mhm.
but I expect it's pretty expensive. Got the contact to local distributor. I guess I would have to call them to see what it costs per sheet.
I think back in the day it was like $300 a sheet, but that's probably gone up now.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know. You'd have to call to get modern prices. Um, there was a school in, I think it was Wisconsin or Minnesota, I'm not sure, that used to teach dimensional sign making. Um, and their whole thing was they used the sign foam and this thing called a grain frame, uh,
Right,
which which
right.
was a bunch of strings or springs stretched across this thing, and you take your airbrush and your sandblaster, and you would blast through this frame, and it would leave uh, a wood grain finish when you were done. But you were doing this in the sign foam, and
Yeah, it works good.
yeah, yeah. Uh, so anyway, this school is out of business now. They've closed up. But when I retired, I was I had made an appointment to go out and take the last class of the year that they were offering at this place. This is 2010, and so I call up the place maybe 3 or 4 days before I'm supposed to leave, and I says, "Hey, what's the best way to get from the airport out to your place? Um, would I be better flying into Madison or coming just doing all the things? It's, yeah, why are you coming out?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm coming out to take the class." He says, "Wait, you?" He says, "We're not having a class." And I said, "What?" You know, I'd made all the appointments, had the confirmations, the whole nine. Uh, and he goes and he checks his records. He says, "You're the only one who registered for the class. I thought we had notified you that we weren't holding the class."
Oh, I thought, yeah.
Yeah, I had plane ticket, the whole. Oh yeah, I was just trying to set up the rental car or whatever. Anyway, he said he apologized, and so I realized at that point that I wasn't going there, and I contacted the airline, and I saw that I could change my ticket to something else. And Vectric was having their users group meeting in Memphis that same time frame. And so that's what I did. I changed and I went to the Vectric Users group meeting in Memphis. But I had planned to go out there because I had my brand new router all set to go, and I was still a newbie at it. But I wanted to learn. I could cut things out with the router, and that was fine. But I wanted to learn sign making because I didn't understand the painting, the prep work, and the mounting of the signs. And so I was going to go out to that school. It was a really neat setup that they had out there. They owned like a camping lodge, so most of the year they rented out to campers who were going to fish on their lake or hunt or do walk around, do whatever they wanted to do in this place. And so they would have the classes during the day. Everybody'd show up. They'd work on their science and everything, and then at night they'd go out and they'd just enjoy the local life of camping. You had cabins and stuff and everything. I was really looking forward to it. And
It'll be a vacation and a learning experience too, huh?
yep, yep. He says, "Well, I really like to apologize. He says, if you want to come out to our spring class, we've got classes starting this, and this, you're automatically moved to the top of the list if you want to come back out. But for whatever reason, I never got back out there to do it. So that's a missed opportunity. But their whole thing was teaching you how to do the grain frame, and everybody left there with a completed sign or two, depending on their thing. And they also had a router there. So yeah, it was disappointing to say the least. But I enjoyed going to the users group instead. So anyway, you never know. I might have been just a hardened sign maker by now. We're just making, nothing but signs.
You just skipped the whole airplane deal.
Yep.
Well, they did you a favor because the sign industry has really changed a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, I've faded away from it because it's changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
At one time, I had a 5-foot printer and a vinyl cutter and my CNC machine going all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly but surely, the vinyl went away because before long, everybody had a vinyl cutter in their garage.
Yeah.
And they were pretending to be sign makers. And then before long, everybody had a little desktop CNC machine making letters one at a time, trying for almost free. And whereas one time I could get $150, $200 a square foot wholesale for a sign, I could barely give it away after a while.
Yeah.
So I got away from it. But in fact, I still have the vinyl cutter, and of course, I still have the CNC machine, but I don't use it for signs much anymore.
Yep.
The CNC world for sign world is getting pretty specialized. There'd be a sign shop, and that's all they do is CNC work for other sign companies.
Mm-hmm.
So you either become an installer or you become a maker.
Yeah.
And then I still have a lot of friends in the sign industry. My one friend, Bruce Bowers, he's just moved to Canada. He had a lucrative sign job down in Texas, but he lost it because of the AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
My uncle, he was a sign, worked for a sign company, and he had a vinyl printer, and he did a lot of I guess you call it sub work for them. He would cut out their vinyl and stuff, and that's what they used mainly for as a I guess what do you call it? Not a template, but you put it on there and then you paint, then you put another one on, you
Mask.
paint. Yeah,
Mask.
masking.
Yep.
I just did it for a lease sign for a guy, lettering out of vinyl for his office space. He has a backlit sign and he wanted to do it for a lease. And I said, yeah, turn your sign around and put it upside down and backwards, and I'll put lettering on it for you.
Hey,
That
Kurt,
won't work. Hey, Ned.
I'm back.
Thankfully. So I went ahead and turned his panels around, put them upside down, and put the lettering up there, and he couldn't see it. He says, "I thought that wouldn't work." I said, "This is what I do. I was a professional sign maker. I made a good living at it one time doing this, so I wouldn't steer you wrong." So, and that's another reason I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, I got a question for you. If you're doing a two-sided sign and you're doing it in something like Vectric, would you just would you mirror that, or how would you get it so that when you drive by it or you come one way, it's the letters are facing right? Is there a certain way you got to rotate it to get it to work out right, so it's not one side, the letters aren't going like left to right on one side and right to left on the other?
What's the sign? What's the substrate?
Um, I'm not sure. I was just messing around with a couple of variations. My cousin's got a lawn maintenance business and he wants to redo his sign. I'm thinking it's either going to be the sign foam or maybe an external MDF or
Don't
something
do
like
it
that.
in
Okay,
MDF.
if you use
Exterior.
you you use there's actually sign boards, um, 4x8 sheets of sign board. It's a special grade plywood with paper facing, so you can do your lettering. And what you do is you break the edges around the corners, and you prime it 2 or 3 times with primer, and that way it'll hold up after a while, as long as you don't chip the paint. If you're going to use sign foam, you use 2 sheets. You cut two panels exactly the same, but you put them back to back, so you have 2 sheets.
Yeah, when you're designing it though in the CAD program to be cut out on the router, is there a certain way that you got to flip it so that it's not so
No,
that
Flippers.
no,
you know how you go left to right reading order? Um,
no, no.
just
When
do it
you
normal.
no, you just do it normal.
Yeah. So you'd have one, the sign and an identical sign right next to it on the same side, one sided machine. You machine it, you cut them out, and then you take them and you glue them together.
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Back to
that
back.
Yeah.
that I don't know about the stuff you sent me, Kurt, but the stuff that I got the sample for, they sell a adhesive that you can use to laminate uh
Yeah,
2 pieces
the
together.
problem with that adhesive is when you glue a sheet together, it's got to be the right adhesive, otherwise it'll show in your work.
Yeah.
Like for example, a lot of people want to use they use that monkey glue, gorilla glue,
Gorilla
Hmm.
glue. Yeah.
and, and it'll
Contact
foam up
cement.
and it'll foam between the layers, and then it'll create a harder layer. When you go to sand it and paint it, all that it'll show.
Yeah. Uh, Ned said contact cement.
Yeah.
No, when he said it expands, it's actually that poly cement that when you apply it, it actually foams up. That's a different. I think it's similar stuff, but it's got must have something else in it. We use that here.
Yeah.
Well, use the stuff that the coastal enterprises. If they send you some glue, use that stuff because it won't show through if you do a dual layer. If you have to build it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking, 2 pieces of 3/4, just put them back to back, but I wasn't sure how the layout would be, in Vectric or anything like that, if it had to be mirrored or something.
Nope, it's the same. You just do 2 pieces the same and glue them back to back. And when you see it one way or versus the other way.
That's assuming that the outline shape is identical.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to do yeah, if you're going to do something that's got, if it's not straight sides on each side, yes. But if you're going to do a profile cut around it, it has to be symmetrical.
Yeah, this one would just be a rectangle
Perfect.
sitting inside a frame.
Yeah, this is just, right, then, yeah. Then you just cut it back to back and put it back to back.
Yeah. You
You
were
don't have to
overthinking
cut
this
very
one.
deep either. Yeah, and you don't have to cut very deep either. Some people want to cut like really deep. Half inch is plenty at the
Yeah,
deepest part.
yeah, I was thinking somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2.
Right.
Yeah, I would have thought even a 1/2 inch would be quite deep.
Yeah.
Well, if you use three
1/4 inch is
quarter
good.
and you cut a half, that's only going to leave what, 1/4?
Yeah, you don't want to go very deep.
Yeah,
3/8 is good. 1/4 inch is good because you're going to paint the letters anyway.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I was going.
What a lot of what a lot of people do is they'll take a sheet and they'll cut the letters into the sheet
It's
and make a
pockets.
background of make some kind of a background. You want to make a background because you're not going to make it flat. you want to hide all your tool marks and stuff with a texture of some kind.
Hmm.
Then you cut the letters an eighth of an inch deep at the most, even a 16th into that panel. And then you make your individual letters and paint them separately, and you fit them into your pockets.
Yep.
Kind of like an inlay almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you make
Yeah.
little. Yeah, you got to put a texture around your sign to hide all the tool marks.
Hmm.
The texture always makes the sign look 3D. It makes it look so much better.
Yeah.
And some people,
When you say
you know,
when you say texture, you're talking about machine a texture in, or some kind of a paint with a texture on it, or
Do either.
both ways. Both ways. I used to use something called smalts,
Yeah.
and then some people use like a garden figure, the garden rake, and they rake it with a garden rake, little three-fingered
oh, okay, yep.
handheld. They rake it with that and put some texture into it. Then you paint it. Then you cut little pockets in for your letters. Maybe an eighth of an inch deep. That's all you need, and glue your letters in. So you can paint the entire background with one color paint, then paint your letters and drop them into place, and they're already painted, and it makes a perfect panel.
Hmm.
You don't
Yeah,
have to worry about overpaint, overspray, and all that.
yeah, that makes sense. Cause I was thinking, do a pocket and leaving the letters proud, uh,
Yep.
and
Well,
then
yeah, you can
going,
do that too.
yeah,
You can do that too, and a lot of people do that.
like paint it like the substrate white if you want the letters white on the top. If you want the background, say green or something, so you'd have white letters, green, paint it white, mask it off
Hmm.
with whatever kind of masking you're going to use, and cut the pocket, leaving the letters proud, and then um, take the masking off of the white, or leave the masking on the white part, and then tape off, and then paint the background.
Yeah, what you do for that is, if you want to do it that way, you get something called Gerber mask,
Hmm.
or Avery mask, or whatever other they call them. There's several different kinds. Gerber mask, Avery mask, and then you paint your surface with a good medium gloss or high gloss, whatever paint you use, so your mask will stick really good. Then you cut your letters, and then you paint your substrate again to seal the mask and the letterings. And then when you're done, you pull your mask off and it won't bleed. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So if you cut the letters with a mask on and then go to paint later, the paint will seep under the mask just a little bit. They call that a bleed.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
sometimes it's really
I,
bad,
I found
sometimes it's
that a
not.
problem. Yeah, I've generally used like a clear sealer, watered it down just so for that first layer. So when you do painting, you don't get those furrings on the side.
Yeah, you use the same paint that you use for your substrate. You just paint it again around the letters, and that'll seal your mask.
Makes sense. That's good
Scott,
information. Yeah.
Scott, I'll give you a link to an article, a series of articles I wrote a long time ago about making a sign using the Avery mask and photo V carving into it. But it takes literally every step of the process, and um, actually, why don't I share? Uh, so this is a website I had years ago, and I'm gonna uh, show you later on into the project. I was making a sign for my neighbor, a cow. Uh, she's at a Holstein ranch, basically, and this was one of the test pieces I made, and you can see let's see if it.
If you get a hold of Coastal Enterprises and ask them to send you sign making manual, they got a little
Yeah.
manual.
Yep. This
Send me one as well.
the white stuff on this sign is the Avery paint mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've V carved the cow shape, and I did it in 2 layers. One layer had deep stuff, like the ear. You can see how the ear is deeper,
Yep.
deeply cut in, maybe a 1/4 inch, and
Okay.
then I did the photo on the top, photo V carved stuff on the top, and the combination of the two gave me a really nice 3-dimensional look. This one is not as good as the finished sign, which was an oak or whatever, but you can see there's shadows and dark from the two process. And this is the mask that I had peeled off of this. You can't see what I'm pointing at, but this was what the mask. You can see the outline of what the cow's head looked
Yeah.
like, and then goodness. Let's see, that was 8, 9. I think 9 is where I put the rest of the sign together and carved it onto the real piece. But like literally, I described in depth all of the different ways that I went about making this project and the processes involved. You can see this first carve was the photo V carve, the light carve
Mm-hmm.
on this, and then I went back through in the second pass and did the deep one, which was the deep V carve, and finally 10-part series, the final cuts of this project.
Yeah.
See it
That looks
get,
cool.
yeah. And then I use stencil ink, Marsha's stencil ink to spray it. You can see me spraying the first thing, and then blocking off and masking again and cutting different parts, and yada 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 down through peeling it off to find out what the sucker looks like when it was done. And it's a pretty neat looking sign.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
is nice right there.
yep.
Yeah,
So
Kurt, if you don't mind sending me a link to that PDF or whatever that you have, I'd be interested. And where's that one, Bill? Where's the link for that one?
I'll post it inside of the group. What I'll do is I'll
Okay,
post
yep.
I'll post the link to the first page of the article, and they can go from there. They can decide if they want to wade through 10 pages, or they can skip to the
Yeah, no, sounds good.
yeah. That was back when I used to write in depth. That takes too much time. So I'll put the link inside of the Facebook post, and there we go. Hopefully that will help somebody. And I'll also put it inside of the chat in here for us who are here. There, that's the link. So um, I think I posted that way back in like 2009 or 10, and it's still getting hits today, and I haven't touched the page. So yeah. Okay, this one was from 2012. Yeah. Anyway, the idea.
Get a book called Layout by Mike Stevens. It teaches you how to do layouts. And 10 basic rules for doing a good layout.
Layout by Mike Stevens.
Right.
Conventional spelling of Stevens. Yep,
Yeah.
here we go. Mastering Layout, The Art of Eye Appeal by Michael Stevens. About a $40 book. Looks like a good buy.
They're hard to find. It's out of print, but they're hard to find. But if you can find one for 40, that's a good price.
Good to know. Just so folks are aware, this is what the book looks like. $41. Categories. Used book. Yep. Yeah, let us. I was really seriously into getting into looking into sign making when this all started. I made a couple signs, but that book would have been handy. Kurt also mentioned another product that he was using um, to put texture in the back of the signs, and I figured I'd show you that too. This is smalt, and it's little colored glass particles that you glue down into the background of whatever you're doing. And it comes in a variety of shapes and colors and textures and grit and thickness. A little goes a long way. That's what smalt looks like.
Pretty cool.
Yep. You've seen it on a ton of signs. You just didn't know
Didn't
what it
know.
was.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, we're getting a full house.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, Tally.
How you doing?
We're doing good. We're just talking some sign making stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
Right up his alley.
excuse me. I was in here doing maintenance to my 3D printer. I had a bad clog and I had to just redo it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You ever used smalt? Have you ever used smalt texture for your background of your sign? SMALT?
Mm-mm. What is that?
We just finished showing it. I'll show it again real quick.
Okay.
This is as soon as this closes up all these different things. This is what smalt looks like. It's textured and colored glass particles.
Oh,
So you put down glue or whatever, and then you pour some of this on there and shake off the excess. You got yourself a
interesting.
nice textured background.
Okay.
Comes in a lot of colors and shapes and sizes. I was looking
All
for
right.
the
Put a link in there for me. I might have to try some of that.
Mhm. Well, the American Smalt Company.
Okay.
uh, yeah, so I'm pretty I'm pretty sure there's other manufacturers, but you never know. That's Smalt. It's in
Okay.
the chat. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. But Scott was talking about making a sign for a friend, and he was planning to texture the background and make little inlay cutout pockets for each of the letters and things like that. And he was wondering, how to save time, and if you just uh, cut pockets for your individual letters, spray down some glue, uh, paint your letters separately, cut them each out separately,
Mm-hmm.
and on your background, put all the smalts down, put your letters down, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And since it's a lawn maintenance business, that smalt thing would look like you can make it look like grass, because
Yep.
the sign, I was going to put a guy on a zero turn mower, mowing. Um, so that would look pretty cool, I think.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Problem
You know,
started.
Yeah.
Not
so
solved. Started.
this is what I'm doing now. I'm I just I just finished up redoing the nozzle and the extruder in
Mm-hmm.
this. So now I'm doing a test run to make sure everything flow right. And
Is
we
that
got my mini over here printing.
does that printer have a auto leveling bed on it, or do you have to level it manually?
It's auto level. Like right now, it's doing the scan right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is my other computer room right here where I keep my little embroidery machine, another setup computer, sewing machine, my plotter, office printer, my sublimation printer. So this room here is next to my other room. Oh, hold on, I gotta take this call. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's just like Tally teasing us with a nice shop view and then leaving us to watch. Yep. Pretty cool stuff, though. There's go ahead. There's another paint that some of the sign users in Canada were using. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. Okay. So it had a unique name, and it did a really good job. But the name of these products um, that they were applying around their sign is frog spit.
Oh gosh.
Uh,
Is that
and
anything like Toad Turd?
I, I, I do not know. Uh, but here's a picture of their website, um, frogspit.com, just
All
like it
right, my
sounds.
apologies.
And it's an anti-fogging protection that they spray over the top of the sign so that the sign always stays looking good. Frog spit. So I went to the a Vectric event that they were putting on in Canada, in Toronto. Well, I don't remember what year it was, but it was early. And James Booth, the guy who did most of the artwork that you see, those 3D files that you see inside of the Vectric clip art,
Oh yeah.
was at this thing. And this particular users group meeting was held at a guy's shop in his his warehouse where he had a Axis CNC. That was the first one I'd ever seen, with the auto tool changer and a bunch of other stuff. And um, we were all sitting around talking about how to do stuff, and James was showing us how to do some 3D sculpting and things like that, because the Spire had just come out. And it was a pretty good time. And one of the guys mentioned this frog spit, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I love that stuff. I use that for everything." Well, until just this minute, I had forgotten about it. But that brain cell fired, and so now you guys see this stuff, and you might want to try some of it.
Kind of like what the divers do when they spit in their mask before they put it on and dive.
Maybe. uh, Never having dived, I'm not real sure. But yeah.
Yeah, they do. They take their mask and they spin in it and wipe it and keeps the mask from fogging up.
Yep.
It's supposed to.
So I suppose I could probably try and track down somebody from that users group meeting long ago. Roger McMunn would probably remember it, and get more detail on the frog spit. But type up frog spit and sign making or something like that, and see what AI or Google throws at you. 'Cause somebody's written about it somewhere. Obviously, the company's still going strong because it's been at least 15 years.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's amazing the things you knew once and forgot.
Right.
Yep.
Who are
Yeah.
you guys again?
I
Hey,
always say
Tally.
I've forgotten
Ned said,
more than
hey,
I've ever
Taylor.
learned.
Nah.
Ned said, hey, Tally.
Hey, Ned, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, getting there. Where's my camera? Yeah, I had to restart. I switched headphones and I lost because my microphone wasn't working because I switched it. The battery was going flat. So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He's working on some wall hangings there with $8,000 veneer.
Oh
Yipes.
my
They're
God.
cupboard panels. They're cupboard panels. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets, 2,600 long sheets of ply of MDF that they're on. But so that's 12 sheets of veneer, $8,000.
Yeah, that's quite a bit there.
That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Well, I'm sitting up here working with the 3D printer today. Well, tonight, actually
Mm-hmm.
fixed. So I got my flow right. So now I'm just doing a test file. The old Benji.
Mm-hmm. It still seems like fiction to see how fast the Carbon 3D Carbon X1 or whatever it is, the 3D printer actually print.
Right. And this is on normal speed. Like it's not in the this is let's see. That's the standard speed.
Mm-hmm. You need to crank it up to ludicrous.
Oh, Ludacris is super fast. Matter of fact, I do it.
Does the speed affect the quality?
It can. It can. But if you look at we'll see. This one should take normally this will take like 26 minutes. So in ludicrous mode it's gonna take 9.
Mm.
And
You
as
can
you can
you
see,
can slow back down if you want to, but I
and you
just
can
thought
see
that
it
was
take,
crazy.
yeah. Well, what I'm testing now, what happened was so what happened was we was printing um some card holders, and for some apparent reason it was just pushing out the filament and it started clogging, and then when it cooled it clogged up the nozzle, and then it broke off in the extruder, so I had to disassemble everything and pull it out of the extruder. But what I find out is that I took like a small, like a 16th or 30-second drill bit, and I just drilled straight through,
Mm-hmm.
made the hole just slightly a little bigger, where the filament will slide through. But if it ever break off, the extruder will still push it through. It
Mm-hmm.
won't be as tight. And then I took that same bit and drilled out the filament in the nozzle, the top of the nozzle, until it just collapsed on itself. And then I took a piece of filament, heat up the nozzle, and manually pushed it through to get it to break, and it finally flowed through. So now I'm just doing a flow test and see if it affected anything.
You know they do sell replacement nozzles.
Yeah, but I don't have time to get one. I already have I already have one. That was,
And that's it. Well,
yeah.
Well, that's a hot end that you just held up. They
Mhm.
actually make just the nozzle.
Yeah, like, oh, you talking about the M, like
Yep.
that piece there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, the one I have on here, this
Yep.
tip, that tip changes. It'll
Uh-huh.
change to a 0.02. I think the ones from Bamboo Lab, they're fixed. You have to change out the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Well,
So
that's
it look like it's working. So you got like 7 minutes left for this
I
Benji on
can't help
lubricant mode.
myself, Sally.
Hmm?
I got to give you a tip. I got to give you a tip. Buy some tips.
What do you say?
he said he had to give you a tip. Buy
Oh.
some tips. Yeah.
Couldn't help myself. Dad joke.
Yep. See, Tally, your words were, "I haven't got time to go get some."
No, it's done. I
And
don't have time to get in.
yeah,
Let's say,
but
I can
the
go on
point
to
is,
Amazon. Huh?
yeah, you can get them from Amazon overnight or tomorrow. But my point is, if you had them in stock, you'd have just swapped it out and kept going.
Right. I needed the word now.
Yeah, I understand.
Yep. I need the word now.
And they're only a few bucks each. There's certain things you just got to buy a dozen of when you particularly if you're printing and stuff. Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't fail as often. I mean, you stop buying that many, and then you got a problem.
Kurt, what
A
are
lot
you
of
holding up there, Kurt?
This is the sign foam manual on using their product for making signs using their foam. It's pretty complete. And I don't know if they still have this or not. They should, but you should contact them and see if you can get it. Let's see here. Grain frame talks about grain framing.
Yep.
Talks about setting up how to set your posts. Um, how to glue it up together. They got the special glue, and give you some sign ideas. Here's the brush method. They even got the brush method where you use the brush, a wire brush, to make some texture. And the idea for the texture is to hide your tool marks. So anyway, if you can get it from them,
What is the name?
probably
The
be a
title
big
of it?
help.
What is the title of it?
Just sign foam.
I did a search for sign foam PDF, but that didn't seem to find what I
Well,
needed.
yeah, I don't know if they even do it anymore, but they should. I mean,
Does
I've
it have
had
a
this for 20 some
number
years.
on the back?
I've had this for 20 some years, so I don't know the whole. Here's the phone number.
Oh, signfoam.com.
Yeah, I'm on their website. I was just trying to do a quick search and see if they had a name for this manual on the cover.
Final dimensions, what it says.
The final dimension, that's probably it. Okay, so let me type that in,
Okay.
see if we can get it. Sign foam, the final dimension. PDF. See if that's there. Hmm. Haven't found the book yet, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. There's a 6-page document that adds to that, but it's not finding yours, the one that you have. Oh well. Maybe they have it under something else. PDFs. There we go. Microcell technology. Well, anyway, this is a search for another time. On the SignFoam website, there's Learning Center. You might find some information on it. Yeah, they
There's
do.
the Mike Stevens layout book,
Mhm.
mastering layout. This is the sign makers use, and it gives you the natural basic layout, and this is how you make a sign that's fully readable. And this is, you look at all the signs in the country, and some of the good signs that are really well made, they just about 90% follow this pattern. This was written a number of years ago by Mike Stevens. He passed away. He was a heavy drinker. He's a little bit of an eccentric. And then here's another book that.
Yeah, I have that one. I like that one. Yeah.
Yep, CNC users can use that one.
Ned's saying something, but we don't know what.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything. I was just flexing. I was putting some cover sheets away.
Oh, okay.
You might have heard the cover sheets flapping in the wind.
Yeah, good. That book that you just held up, the sign making book, is a really nice one. Wooden signs.
Yeah.
Yep, I learned a lot from that book. In fact, I was using some of the finishing techniques from that book when I was doing that cow sign that I showed earlier. Yeah, it's a good book. Yeah. This has turned into a very useful session tonight. We've covered a lot on getting folks started with signs. Look at that, Benchy is almost done.
Yeah.
If you look in the chat, there's a link.
Yep.
Okay, Carl, I'll lift all this
SignFoamBook.html.
heavy stuff on my own, mate. No worries.
Here we go. Yeah, we
Doesn't matter. Oh, doesn't matter. Why?
very cool.
Well, you've got the arrows on this. I haven't been focusing on wherever the right.
If you contact SignFoam, they will send you. SignFoam will send you a sample box of small pieces to try the material.
Tell them you're a sign maker.
Yep.
Don't tell them that you're a dabbler. Tell them you're a sign maker, and that you have a CNC machine, and you'd like to have the book and some samples.
Yep.
Ooh. very informative.
Yeah. And then get you some frog spit while you're at it.
Yeah. Do they have it in colors?
Clear.
Clear.
I don't know if they have it in color. You have to spend some time on their website. Uh, yeah. No, pretty cool stuff. Roger McMunn, if I'm pronouncing his last name right, um, is a sign maker also in Canada. And one of the things he likes to do is he likes to restore what he calls ghost signs. So, like you go down into an urban area and you'll see an old sign painted on a brick wall that is like faded and barely legible.
Mm-hmm.
He will go in and he will restore those, or he will do a newer version of it for the people to put up. But it's kind of neat. He calls them ghost signs, when the old brick is fading or whatever. And he's an amazing sign painter, which is another skill that they were going to teach at that school that I wanted. Yeah, the name of that school is the Hayward School of Dimensional Sign Making.
Oh yeah, Hayward School. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently it was getting cold about the time I was trying to head up there, and they don't do much, end of the year. The leaves had already fallen. Nobody wanted to come out.
Have you guys
Well,
tried Aura Mask?
Yeah. Use it all the
Aura
time.
Mask works. Yeah.
Use it all the time.
Here's another link.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talking about it. It works good. It don't bleed, or
Mm-hmm.
as bad, I guess. You just have to make sure it squeegees down good. But,
Yeah, I use that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't think they've even taken down the website, but it was quite a nice site. I think I found out about it from ShopBot originally.
so you
That
guys should take off from that and start a sign making school.
if that were my focus,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, I did
It
several
was-
seminars here teaching sign making here, and I had 30 or 40 people show up every time.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the ladies are out there making money making signs to this day with the CNC machine.
Yep.
Christie's Coop. Look up Christie's Coop.
I like making signs. I mean, everyone is pretty different.
Yeah, you could make signs and incorporate the LED lights that Bill was
Mm-hmm.
showing last week in them. That'd be
Yep.
cool.
Didn't Imed buy a channel box making machine?
Who is that?
Imed?
Channel
Did.
letters.
Amid did.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Amid?
Yes, Amid.
Okay, I was saying Imed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amid did. He bought one.
Yeah. Takes thin strips of aluminum on a roll and bends it and cuts it in specific patterns so that when it does the final cut, you take it off and you bend it into shape and it becomes a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And you put your lights inside of that.
Yeah, I did a lot of those. The machines are are good when they work right.
Mm-hmm.
But they have like proprietary software. Some of them don't
Yeah.
just work with like I think a lot of them work. They got to work with like en route. And you have to use I want to say a DXF file. You have to use a DXF file.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
they nice when
If
they
you've
work.
ever seen them work, you're like, ooh, I gotta have that. But
Yeah.
yeah, um, it's kind of neat.
And then you cut your backs on the CNC machine,
Mm-hmm.
and you rivet your backs in. Yeah, I've done plenty of letters. The new thing now is 3D printing your letters. They do the 3D printing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, I've seen that.
the new thing now. I me have one of those. He kind of turned me on to, looking into the printer, but he has a like the table type, like a wide
Yeah.
format,
Yep.
and it prints the letters out, which is pretty cool.
And their 3D printers are 1200 by 1200 and bigger.
Yeah, they have one that's what's the size of that joker? It's the Illigu. It's the Illigu. It's they
Mm-hmm.
call it the Giga. I think it's 40 by 40 by 40.
Yeah. So I found a video of one of these machines. Might as well show it. Because it's kind of neat, and it's CNC related. So here we go. This is the machine doing its thing.
Oh yeah.
It's making little bends in this aluminum.
Like a CNC brake.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's cool right there.
And so let me see, should I speed it up? Or y'all patient?
Oh, we patient.
Yeah. So then he gets it done and folds it up.
Mm-hmm.
There's his A. But yeah, uses a special software and profiles. I've seen there's an open source um, program that does this. I just forgot what it was, but when I was thinking about this a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
there was open source software that did this. But like anything, you get better results probably from the paid version with support and uh, all that other stuff, and you'd be ready to go instead of programming. You know. Anyway, that's how those letters get made.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Um, so yeah, so far we've talked about channel letters. We've talked about the three-dimensional acrylic signs. We talked about smalts. We talked about sign foam. We talked about all kinds of cool stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of good information coming out of this one. Maybe this one will be popular uh, on the YouTube channel when we post it. Oh, and I forgot,
Yeah.
I showed people the sign making thing I did with the cow sign and the painting with the aura mask and the stencil ink.
Oh yeah.
Yep, a 10-part article on my one of my websites. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. One thing I
And we
learned is
talked
that
about some,
you don't decide you're going to make a sign and just go into sign business. It's
Yeah.
a lot of education involved, I would think.
And
yeah.
the sign making industry is one of those industries that won't sell to you unless you're a sign maker.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you got to have
You
your
know why?
ducks in a row. Yeah, competition. You want
Yeah.
to keep the
Because they don't want brother-in-law coming in undercutting everybody.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the problem. Is brother-in-law comes in, he buys a sign cutter, and he starts making signs and sells it for by the pound.
Mm-hmm.
Where I would make a sign and make $5,000 on it, he'll sell it for 500 just to
Yep.
get by.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one of those things. You got to. There are several organizations that you can join that don't cost much. There's subscriptions that you can get, like Sign Builder Illustrated magazine and things like that, where you can learn a lot of this stuff. But when it comes to buying the hardware for for professional sign installation and making, you may or may not
You probably wouldn't
be
even be
part
able
of
to
the
buy it
club.
from a local sign company because they'd be afraid you'd be undercutting them,
Yep.
taking their
Yep.
business away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have
So
to, even if you're
You got
doing
to
it,
go to a supplier. You got to go to
yeah,
a supplier.
yep.
somebody like me that just be doing it, for a friend or something like that would have to basically, uh, pretty
Not
much
really.
outright lie to them and say, yeah, I'm a sign making company. And
Yeah, but you're doing cabinet work,
yeah, yeah,
and the two are related, and
yeah,
you're already industrial. You know what
Mm-hmm.
people charge versus, I'll give you that sign for $50. They didn't even
yeah.
cover the
Here's a
material. Yeah.
No, no,
here's
no.
a
I'll do
sign
it
I
for
just,
10.
Yeah.
yeah, here's a sign I just did. Simple, basic, little baby sign for lease, and a name and a phone number. Backlit sign in the chat box.
Oh, I probably never enabled sharing, did I? Sorry. Let's see. I don't see it in the chat box.
There. It's got to upload.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Piece release, yeah.
Let's see. Open.
So that's acrylic, clear acrylic with a light behind it, or how does that
It's
work?
they call it translucent acrylic, and it's lightable from behind, and that box has two strips of LEDs in it that I
Mhm.
converted from the old tubes to LED.
Hmm.
And that sign there is, you look at the door below it, it's 3 feet wide of the door, so that's about an 8 foot sign.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's something that you know not just anybody could just say, hey, I'm a sign maker, I'm gonna make you this.
Mhm.
They wouldn't even begin to know how to price it.
Nope.
Okay, well, look at the
And
sign. Look at the spacing of the lettering. It's just a little bit up from the bottom and a big space on the top.
Hmm.
That follows the basic rules.
yep, got to have negative space. And the kerning has got to be right. The spacing between the letters.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I seen a lot of signs that don't have the right kerning, and it appears to say something different than what it intended to be.
Well, if you look at the letter Kyle, the name Kyle, look at that kerning.
The
You see something different?
Y,
Yeah, it's a capital Y.
Yeah, it's actually a lowercase y.
but it's just expanded up
Why was
Ah,
it moved up?
to align with the Top
Bottom
of the
of the
K? I don't know. And the
For
L?
the surface area.
No.
Don't know why. Tell us. Enlighten us,
Okay.
Sensei.
It's one of the little psychological tricks people use, the sign makers use to imprint it upon your brain.
Gotcha. So you see the irregularity and it sticks in your mind. Kyle, 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 Kyle.
Yeah, you're expecting to
Yep.
see it go down, the tail of the wire to go down below, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's all the same height there.
Yep. It was done on purpose.
Okay.
Very cool. And that trick is inside of that book that you recommended from
Well, yeah. There's quite a few little tricks in there. You got to read it cover to cover.
mm-hmm.
And then the first thing somebody will do is they'll say, "Oh, I'm going to change this." No, don't change it. These signs are scientifically studied back in the day. These are things that work for the best. And if you
Mm-hmm.
follow the rules, you get better results.
Kind of like
One more time.
subliminal messages.
One more time.
Yeah.
What is the name of that book for those who are listening?
What was it? Sign foam? Something like that?
Mastering Layout by Mike Stevens.
Oh,
Mastering
master.
Layout by Mike Stevens. I'm going to go ahead and save
And one
this
of the
chat.
biggest mistakes people make on signs is they don't put a border on it. They just make a sign, there's no border on it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Yep.
It is 9:02.
All right.
Last thoughts? Anyone?
Does that mean you don't love me no more?
Well, no, dude. I got yeah. No. I'll tell you, this has been a good one. This has been a very
It is. It's I had a couple of people asking me about signs and stuff, and I thought, well, I'll just lay one out and cut it out, but there's a lot more to it. Just like the kerning and stuff, like you said, there's
chances
any,
are you'd have been fine because your eye, if you take the time, your eye will tell you something's wrong.
yeah.
But the little tricks like what he did with the Y on the Kyle, that's just rope-a-dope stuff. That's
Experience.
yep.
Been there and done that. Yep.
It's a similar thing in photography. If you want to get a captivating photo, you pick an angle that people don't normally view at, and that will captivate them when they look at the final photo.
Yep.
So
Can't take their eye off of it. Yep.
Yeah, something you don't normally see in your own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my dad used to tell me about designing furniture and stuff. He said, if you build something and set it in your house and people walk in and look at it and they can't stop looking at it. They just keep looking at it. They're not like in awe over it. They just look at it. Just can't take their eye off of it. Then you've done a good job.
The golden ratio plays a part in that. So if you got the golden ratio, then it makes you want to keep looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, fellas. We will do this again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. time. Not sure if we're still in daylight savings time next week. Probably are.
Sometime in November it changes, I think.
Okay, good. So still got time. We'll put links inside of the Facebook group. I'm so glad that you could all join us tonight, and thank you for all your input.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
See you guys next week.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you guys have a good one.